Hi, how are you doing? This is Pastor Cheryl. Today we are doing the fifth sign. This is book of John, chapter 6, starting with verse 16. When the evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, got into a boat, and started across the sea to Capernaum. Darkness had already set in. But Jesus had not yet come to them. A high wind arose, and the sea began to churn. And they had rowed out about 3 or 4 miles. They saw Jesus walking on the sea. He was coming near the boat, and they were afraid. But he said to them, "It is I. Don't be afraid." Then they were willing to take him on board, and at once the boat was at the shore where they were heading. Um, so Then we have two unusual things. First of all, Jesus is walking on the water, which is very unusual, don't you think? And then when he gets in the boat, the minute he gets in the boat, they're at their destination. Poof. And so that is what we would call that, the fifth sign. Um, yeah, the fifth sign. I'm using the Big Purple Bible again today, and I'm in the backyard. Can you see it back here? This is where we have our potlucks, and the world is coming back to life again after a bad winter or a slight winter. It was not that bad. I think we had like 1 or 2 really cold days, and the rest of it was kind of mild. And we got a little bit of snow, but not a lot, which I'm always concerned about. When we don't get enough snow, that means there's not going to be a lot of water. So I'm worried about a drought, and droughts are not good. Droughts are bad. And last spring, it was a normal spring. We had a lot of rain. This spring, it's supposed to be lighter, not less rain. And I will be working on our seed bombs, planting flowers. You take the flower seeds, put them in a little piece of clay, and I'm going to throw them up on the hillside there in our meditation garden. As far as what's going on with the meditation garden, the NAACP is helping us with this. Discrimination, we do have a few minorities in our group. Um, and it's in Goose Hollow, which is where the black people originally settled in the 1850s. And um, it is on a historic tour, which now this historic black tour, Black History, is being blocked by Brown's roadblock, Brown and the city together. And so they are going to see what they can do with me. As usual, all I have to do is call someone up on the phone. I make friends. I do. For some reason, I'm always making friends. I've never even seen this woman, and already she's like, a best friend. We were on the phone last night for hours and chatting away about everything and anything. But anyway, the fifth sign, walking on water. How do we walk on water in our lives? What miracles are we seeing? Well, we are seeing, excuse me, my dog is getting irate. Oh, hi, that's why he's getting bad. He's naughty. He's naughty. I'm filming for my YouTube channel. Ah, yeah. Um, and that's why he was getting irate. My dog he's a handful. Collies are usually real good dogs, and this one is just a handful. I don't know. God made him that way. Um, you see the little pin? I bought a bunch of these. So there was some ladies, we made face masks when we had that COVID thing go around, and there weren't enough face masks because of Trump. There weren't enough face masks for the hospitals. And so I made a whole bunch. I have no idea how many. I have no idea. And so anyway, it's talking about faith, and we are now waiting for. I'm on a busy street. We are now waiting for um, the rapture to take place, which is the next thing on the church calendar. And I think maybe, maybe 5 years, maybe, a couple of years here. Could be longer, could be 10 years. But with the people, the visions they are seeing, the visions that they see technology out there, and the visions that we don't have yet. Weird stuff, huh? They have these ray guns that hit people and knock them over. Boom. Like for riot control. And then they have, that's the visions, what they see. No one's working on anything like that. So it'll be a while. If they come up with anything like that, it'll be quite by accident, I'm sure. And then they already have the drones. The Christians will be chased by the drones. And so anyway, it's just a matter of faith. Just keep hanging in there. And these wars that are going on, there'll be wars and rumors of wars. But with the wars, and I talked to God, and there was another one of these YouTube prophets, and he said that God said he was mad. So I talked to God a little bit. Says, what's getting to you? What's making you mad? The wars. The wars. They upset him. And there's a lot of other things that upset him too, but the wars, yeah, I could see that would be upsetting, and it's upsetting to me. So pray. Let's all remember and pray together that this war in the Ukraine will stop, and then the war in Israel will just stop. That they'll find something, a ceasefire, and Trump did say that he was going to take Gaza and never did. If you say that you're going to do something, especially with these Arab countries, you better do it, or they'll think you're weak. That's how they think. They'll think if you don't back up with what you say you're going to do, you're weak. So I think we should occupy. So let's pray in those terms along that. There's nothing there in the Gaza Strip. They're fighting over it, but there's nothing there. So we need to, I think, move in our troops, and it'll keep it quiet. If we move in our troops and occupy, it'll keep it quiet. And I know that's not in the Bible that we're going to do that. We can ad lib. Let's change the future history if there's such a thing. But anyway, keep it in, and I did ask God, how would you feel if we occupied? And he said that would help. That would help. So let's just pray that our government will back up with what we say. Right now, we have a problem with prices. I came back from the grocery store. It was terrible. The prices were terrible. Yeah. So anyway, I'm running out of time. I only get 10, 11 minutes on this phone. And so next time we'll see the sixth miracle. Bye-bye.